Hi, everyone. My name is Bill McCormick. I'm a member of the board of directors for Christian Resource Ministry, or what we like to call CRM. And joining me today is Naomi Fata, who is our president. Naomi, how are you? It's great to see you today.
Good, good. Thanks for having me, Bill.
You're welcome. So thanks. And listen, so just tell everyone a little bit about, they might not know what CRM is. If you could just tell who we are and what we do.
So CRM stands for Christian Resource Ministry, and it was founded in 2016 by my spiritual father, Walter Irwin. And his passion was just to see Christians working together to share the love of God in the local communities. And so that is really the purpose of CRM, just bringing people together and reaching out in tangible ways.
And so now recently we're in kind of a different kind of space right now because of COVID-19. And just recently, Governor Cuomo said that everyone in New York needs to wear some kind of face covering. And I know CRM has begun to help in that way with a mask project. So tell everyone a little bit about the mask project and how that got started.
So back around the weekend of March 21st, I had a couple people reach out to me with pictures of face masks, and they were actually reaching out to me because of my sewing skills, because I do sew for a living. And they had said, "Oh, Naomi, is this something you might be interested in doing?" And I hadn't really spent much time looking into face masks. It was really the beginning of the COVID crisis in New York at that point. And so I started just asking around different friends that were still essential workers, whether they were working in children's homes or the nursing home, and said, "Oh, is this something that would be helpful for you?" And they immediately responded, "Yes, please, could you make me one?" And from there, I went to find out that even some of the local fire departments needed them and other places. So I had approached the CRM board and said, this looks like a really big need. I don't know how big the need is going to get, but is it a project that CRM would want to take on as part of our mission to use some of our funding for? And so I approached them around that weekend about that.
And we were really excited to be involved in it and really thankful for your leadership and jumping in and kind of getting this all organized. And we know how big of an undertaking it has been. So tell us approximately, like, how many volunteers are working on this project and how are you organizing them?
So it started off with me just asking a couple people, "Oh, would you be interested in sewing?" And then it turned into a little bit of a bigger organizational structure. And I built some forms on the website just to funnel people through so that we could begin to organize them. And so now at this point, we have over 50 volunteers. Many of them are seamstresses, but then we also have people washing like donated fabric. We have someone washing the finished masks and packaging them. We have someone in charge of our seamstresses kind of answering any of their questions. And I have someone else who is heading up just all of the mask requests from different organizations and essential workers. And we have someone who's in charge of all the delivery drivers. So we do have drivers that are taking the finished masks to the places who have requested them. So there are many, many hands and feet in this project.
And we're thankful for each and every one of them. You mentioned the sewers or the seamstresses. How are you organizing them and why is that important?
So right now, many of them are in the Red Hook area, and so they are picking up kits from me in a kind of drop and run fashion outside
Keeping 6 feet away at all times.
Yes, yes. So most of the time I don't even see them. I kind of have bins outside my house for finished masks and for kits, and so they just pick them up when they can. We do try to have a pattern so that over the weekends and on Wednesdays we collect kind of the finished, anything that's finished, and then they'll go out on other days with the drivers. But then we also have several sewing groups going on. One is a group up in Catskill through Community Life Church. There's a couple of people up there sewing, and for them, they're able to just kind of keep track of their own supplies. We'll give them bulk material, and then they're making their own kits to pass out to their sewers. And then we have a group in Crosspoint Fellowship in Kingston, and so for them, they are actually getting like finished kits from or pre-packed kits from us to take and put in supply bins at Crosspoint so that the sewers can pick up their new kits there and drop off their old masks at Crosspoint, and they don't have to travel to me to drop them off. And so the beauty of that is just, number one, driving less and having those central locations, and just having those groups of people that know each other, that are working together, that are already part of a church body. But one of the really beautiful things about Catskill is that there have been a number of requests for masks up in that area, like post office, Hannaford Trucking Company, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, a counseling service. And so that group up there is able to actually use the masks that they're making to serve their community directly, which is just an amazing thing, because I feel like that is just so central to the vision of CRM, to have people serving in their own communities.
And being a member of the Catskill community, I certainly do appreciate that. So you've talked a bit about individuals and people volunteering. What about businesses? Have we seen any businesses get involved and provide any resources for CRM as we reach out to this need?
Yes, absolutely. We have had several businesses come on board with that. There's one business down, I believe, in Wappingers, and I forget off the top of my head, but she donated a whole bunch of material, actually fabric and other supplies to make masks. And then we have had some other businesses donate electric rotary cutters, which are really essential to making the supply kits for the sewers very quickly, because you can cut through a large number of layers of fabric very quickly. So it just makes the process go so much smoother. And other businesses have just donated financially as business sponsors, which has allowed us to really purchase a large supply of elastic, which is one of the essential needs for the mask making project.
And we really appreciate that from those businesses as well as the individuals. But speaking of businesses, you mentioned earlier you own your own sewing business. So I'm just curious to know, why not just expand your own business and make some money for your family in this time during this crisis, rather than work it through CRM?
Well, when I first heard about the need for masks, I think that I saw it as such a practical way for the body of Christ to be working together to reach those in the community. I mean, we've had so many fire departments and EMTs receiving masks, and the beauty of this is that this is one of the only opportunities that we may have ever had to be such a tremendous blessing to them, to be able to give them something that they really truly need. And it's such a tangible way to show the love of God through meeting a need. And so I think my heart was really in seeing so many people work together to meet a need, and really, as the corporate body of Christ, being able to be that voice in the world, be that caring example, and being the hands and feet together as the big church.
Yeah, the capital C church, as Craig Rochelle likes to say, and doing so in such a practical way. And so we, as a member of the board, we appreciate you and all that you've done to put this together. And so tell everyone that's watching, if they've been moved and they want to get involved in some way, whether they want to volunteer and actually be those hands and feet of Jesus, or maybe they just want to give financially, or they're a business that wants to get involved, how can they get involved in this movement?
So everything is set up through our website. We have lots of information there. So it's christianresourceministry.com. And if you go right to the page that says face masks, which as soon as you go to our website, one of the first images that pops up will be face masks. So if you click on that, it will send you to like the face mask portal. And there you'll find a place to either request masks if you're an organization or an essential worker that needs masks. And then below that, there's an opportunity to volunteer to sew. And also there's I believe it's just below that, opportunity so that you can just other volunteers for anything else. And then below that is an opportunity to donate. And through the donation, if you click that link, it'll give you more information also about becoming a business sponsor. So all of that is just set up right on the website.
Great. And so right underneath us right here on the video is the link to our website. It's not a link, it's actually the address that you'll have to type in for our website. And if you're watching this on a social media channel, in the comments, we'll put a link to those pages so that you can easily find it. So, hey, Naomi, once again, thank you so much for what you're doing for CRM. We really appreciate having you on this morning. So thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bill.
And we hope to see you soon. Visit our website. Let us know how we can help you.